Hi, I'm Dan Cortopassi. Today I'm reviewing an HO scale 86-foot Greenville boxcar from Tangent Scale Models. My model is decorated for Conrail with the quality logo and represents an X60B class car. These cars are available for $54.95 each, direct from Tangent Scale Models. We'll start the model at 100 possible points. The car comes in a cardboard box with a clear plastic window on top. Inside the box, a two-piece plastic cradle protects the model. There are no instructions or drawings included. This is a good box that should protect the model for storage and transport. This model represents a car that Conrail inherited from Penn Central. Stenciling dates on the car make it appropriate for 1992 onward. I was not able to find any photos of this particular car online. As I usually do in cases like this, I searched for cars with numbers close to this one. I found that the boxcars with the closest numbers were of different classes, and although they were of a similar size, were a different design. I did some more digging and found some X60B class cars. The model looks to be a very close match to those. The numbers I found were a little farther off from the model. I don't have detailed Conrail roster information available, but from what I found it looks like Conrail may have grouped several types of similar cars into the same overall number series. These included classes X60B, C, E, F, G, and maybe others. I'm going to give the model the benefit of the doubt here. The paint on the car is opaque and thin enough not to obscure detail. The markings are crisp and all of the tiny writing is legible with magnification. On the corners, the car has freestanding wire grab irons and delicate stirrups. The door tracks, vertical rods, and door latches are all separately applied parts. I think most of us have a tendency to pick up boxcars in the middle, but I'd recommend not doing that on this car as it's easy to snag the details. It's probably better to grip the car above the trucks. These cars were originally built with roofwalks that were later removed. I really like the grab iron bolt detail that's left over where some of the grab irons were removed on the real thing. The axles have rotating end caps. On the ends, the car has uncoupling levers, air hoses, photo-etched crossover platforms, separately applied grab irons, and tack boards. The B end has a nicely done brake wheel and chain. Looking at photos, the lack of end ladders is correct for these cars. On top, the roof has nice panel detail. It's hard to see, but there are leftover bolt heads here too from when the real car used to have a roof walk. Underneath, the car has more separately applied detail and brake rigging. Even though it can't be seen when the car is on the track, I like the cushion underframe detail inside the center sill. The trucks have metal wheels. The wide trapezoid-shaped draft gearbox looks a little odd to me, but from what I was able to gather from photos, it may be accurate. Unfortunately, it's hard to find photos of freight cars that aren't coupled on the ends. Regardless, it will allow the couplers to swing farther so that the car can negotiate tighter curves. The box recommends a 24-inch minimum radius. The model has Kadee scale couplers on both ends. The coupler on the A end matches the Kadee height gauge. The coupler on the B end is slightly high, so I'm taking 5 points. All the wheels are in gauge according to the NMRA standards gauge. The body wobbles, meaning that the car continues to shake after the wheels have settled onto the track, so I'm taking 5 points. The model weighs 8.2 ounces. This car is a foot long. The NMRA recommended weight for a car of this length is 7 ounces even. A little extra weight should help the model to track better. The car is very free rolling. To fix the high coupler, I'll start by removing the B end truck. I'm going to remove some material from the bolster area of the truck to lower the car. While I have the truck off the car, I notice that there's some dirt or oxide on the wheel treads. Thankfully, this seems to scrape off easily. I'll file some material away, then put the truck back on the car and recheck the coupler height. I'll keep doing that until it's correct. This can be a little tedious, but it's better to remove a little at a time than to go too far and end up having to try to raise the car back up again. That looks pretty good now. I didn't have to remove that much material. To fix the wobble, one truck needs to be tight enough to swivel, but not rock side to side. Sometimes you can just tighten the bolster screw, but that doesn't work on this car. The bolster pin on the car body is too long to allow the screw to fully clamp the truck. I'll need to remove a little material from this area. I'm using my fingers to guide the file and keep it flat relative to the car bottom. I don't want it to tilt and risk damaging the airline detail along the underside of the sill. When putting the truck back on, the trick is to tighten the bolster screw just enough so that the truck can still pivot but not rock side to side. It can take a little adjustment to find the sweet spot sometimes. This one looks good now. The truck on the other end should be left alone. That creates a 3-point suspension between the bolster of one truck and the wheels of the other. This prevents the car from wobbling while still allowing it to negotiate uneven track work. Now that I've fixed all of the operational issues with this car, I'll put a dot of green paint on the bottom so that later on I know it's been worked on already. Let's see what we've got. The car had one high coupler and it wobbled, so I took a total of 10 points in the standards and operation category. That leaves us with 90 out of 100 possible points, which would be an A- on a report card. This is a nice model and it deserves a green signal. Tangent did a really nice job on this car. If you're looking for a high-capacity auto parts boxcar for your layout, then I think you might like it. Thanks for watching.